Employers are fed up with college waste. That's a good way of putting them. Here's who they're hiring instead. The recent survey data indicates that employers are placing less value on college degrees, leading to a renewed appreciation of blue-collar job seekers with skills and experience. Yeah, that's always kind of struck me as funny. Like, oh, I got 20 years of experience actually doing the job you're hiring for. Like, yeah, but the job requires a 4-year degree, so sorry. We'd rather just hire someone fresh out of college with no actual experience. Now, a study involving 70,000 small businesses. Oh, this is okay. This is why I forgot to mention this earlier. This is why I picked out this article. A lot of the previous articles we covered about companies not hiring college grads anymore, it was focusing on the big Fortune 500 companies. This is small businesses, and like, aren't small businesses still like, don't they make up for like 2/3 of the jobs in the country nowadays? It's a big deal. So 70,000 small business, we're that 76%, two away from nice. Of employers believe that higher indoctrination institutions are not graduating students with relevant skills needed in today's business community. What, are you telling me that being a grievance monger and an activist isn't a relevant needed skill? Say it ain't so. This sentiment was echoed by some participants who expressed dissatisfaction with their talent produced by high schools and colleges. Oh, God. Yeah, high school's not much better. That's true. So furthermore, the survey found that over 40% of employers are less likely to hire a job seeker with a 4-year degree. Doesn't surprise me at all, said the construction worker turned author Ken Rusk. Colleges used to be a place where you would go to get a degree, but and that would only enhance an effective human being, already effective human being, contained the author of Blue Collar Cash. Now you're seeing colleges attach these degrees to people that literally can't come out and do some of life skills we need. So the shift away from requiring college degrees has been observed in major companies, and the rising cost of higher indoctrination have sparked discussions about student loan debt and government relief. And if it's even worth it anymore, that's the question you got to ask yourself. Is it worth it anymore? Do you really want to spend that much money for something this worthless? The graduates have been kind of hoodwinked a little bit to think that one degree is the thing that's going to carry the day completely. Oh, no. So I think the problem is they've been tricked into believing that any degree is good. And every time I bring this up and I say, you know what, if you get a degree in gender studies, you may as well have not gotten one. There's always someone there. And actually, RGE, the studies show that anyone with a college degree will likely do better than someone with, like, dude, that's dealing in averages. Yes, the average college degree holder will outperform the average just no high school diploma or GED graduate. Sure. But if you're on the low end of the college degree holders, like that's where grievance studies is, you'd be better off. Like, how many people do you know that got a useless degree, and after spending 4+ years in college, they get out and they get a job they could have gotten with just a high school diploma, making like $30,000 a year, except they didn't just get a high school diploma. So let's just compare their situation. If they had come out of if they just graduated from high school and got that $30,000 a year job, they would have been way fucking better than if they went to college for 4 years, got $200,000 in debt, and then got a $30,000 a year job. They ended up in the same place, except by going to college, they paid a lot more money to get there. That's what a lot of people don't break down often enough. Yeah, college is only worth the cost if you could get an equally like higher paying job that more than makes up for the cost you sank into that degree. If you're only able to get high school level jobs out of college, then you wasted your time and money. Like, you would have been better off if you skipped college. And this is why I keep telling people, like, I'm not going to tell you not to go to college because some jobs require it, but you need to figure out what you want to do before you go to college. Don't listen to your fucking counselors. They'll try to tell you to go to college and find out what you want to do there after you're 50,000 in debt already. Don't do that shit. Figure out what you want to do first and then do the research. Like, does this field even require a degree? Can I get into this field without going to college? Because a lot of these jobs, like, maybe what you want to do doesn't even require college. So you can go straight into it out of high school. You skip out on all that debt. If it turns out whatever job you want does require college, you also got to make sure, like, okay, so what's the competition? What's the likelihood I'll actually get a job after getting out of college? And when I get the job, how much does the job pay? Does the job pay enough money to justify the cost of college? Yeah, see, that's true. Imagine spending $1,000 on a qualification to make $50,000 a year. That's not a bad deal, actually. If you could just, like, get a certification for $1,000 and that opens up a $50,000 a year job for you, that could be, if you're currently like in a $20,000 a year job, that's a good investment. But yeah, you got to do your research though. Do your own research, figure out if you even need college. And if you do need it, figure out if it's worth it, because maybe you'll change your mind if you see that. Like, how much do these jobs pay after how much they expect from me? What? So adding, you have to remember that it's something you're supposed to use to enhance skills that you already have, and that's what we're seeing now. Oh, you mean that's not what we're seeing now, huh? Yeah, yeah. Now, so college. I think college degrees used to have a lot more value when it was actually a thing that only a few people got. Only a few people were able to make it into college and make it out of college and get that degree. Nowadays, college is nothing but the new high school diploma. It's just expected everyone has a degree. If you don't have a degree, there's something wrong with you. Everyone has a degree. Yeah, that's not how it should be, but that's how it is. Rusk criticized graduates for relying way too much on the piece of paper or that degree rather than getting some of the experiences that they need and these companies really want. Well, they're too busy doing activism, though. They don't have time for that. So let us use this to apply the law of supply and demand in our favor here. The supply is low and the demand is high. Where supply is low, demand is high. That's where the money goes. Absolutely. So you can get a degree or you can get a certificate in a lot of these trades for a tenth or a fifth of what you're paying for college, dude. Or try 100th in some cases. Concluding, not only that, but you're doing it in half the time, and you're earning money while you're learning versus paying to learn and then hoping to get a job that matches up with that debt. That's important to remember, and that's where apprenticeships are good too. Yeah, if you could get an apprenticeship, like you're basically learning on the job. You're getting paid while you're learning. It's good. So I'm glad that even, I mean, we know the past few articles of this type we've covered. They mostly talked about the large companies like the Fortune 500 companies, but same applies here. Same applies to small companies. All around, the business owners are starting to see that colleges are just shitting out useless activists, and they're like, we're not hiring for useless activists. We don't need them.